The biggest difference between old money and the middle class isn't what they wear. It's not the car in the driveway or the watch on the wrist. It's something far quieter than that. It's what nobody ever notices. The wealthiest families on earth have mastered a set of hygiene habits so subtle, so unspoken, that most people never even think to look for them. These aren't expensive tricks. They're not luxury products you can buy off a shelf. They're quiet standards passed down for generations that shape how people perceive you before you ever open your mouth. And by the end of this video, you'll never look at personal hygiene the same way again. Here's the philosophy underneath all of it. It's not about looking perfect. It's about never creating a distraction. There's a real difference between grooming for attention and grooming for respect. One is loud, the other is invisible. And every single habit we're about to walk through comes down to one idea: silent communication. The kind of message your body sends before you ever say a word. Let's start with the one almost everyone gets wrong. There's an unwritten rule in circles built around quiet wealth. If people notice your fragrance before they notice you, you've already used too much. Light scent. Almost impossible to place. Never overpowering. It's neutral cleanliness first and fragrance second, layered so lightly you're not even sure it's there until you're close enough to matter. Spraying more doesn't signal wealth. It signals insecurity. Subtlety reads as confidence. Excess reads as compensation. Refinement isn't what people notice. It's what they don't notice. Once scent is under control, attention shifts somewhere even more revealing. Imagine meeting someone impeccably dressed. Tailored jacket, perfect watch, shoes polished to the point of looking untouched. Then they reach out to shake your hand. And their nails are dirty, chipped, neglected. Everything else disappears in that instant. That's how powerful hands are as a signal. Clean, trimmed nails, moisturized skin that isn't dry or cracked. No ragged cuticles, nothing left unattended. This isn't vanity, it's maintenance. And it's another form of silent communication. Hands are in view during every handshake, every gesture, every moment you're speaking with someone. And people notice them without even realizing they're looking. But hands aren't the first thing people notice from a distance. That would be the hair. And here's what's interesting. It's not about being perfectly styled. It's about being consistently maintained. Regular trims, not trendy cuts that need constant rescuing. Healthy hair over dramatic hairstyles that scream for attention. A clean scalp, no greasy roots, nothing left to chance. Consistency over fashion every time. The goal isn't to look like you just walked out of a salon. The goal is to look like you never let yourself get close to needing one urgently. Another quiet form of the same message. Then comes a detail people underestimate constantly. Think about the last time someone had bad breath while talking to you. You probably don't remember what they were wearing. You don't remember their watch or their shoes. You only remember wanting the conversation to end. That's the power fresh breath holds and the danger of ignoring it. It's not just brushing, it's hydration. Cleaning the tongue. Not masking a problem with gum that was never actually solved, only hidden for a few minutes. Real confidence in conversation comes from never having to think about it at all. And speaking of conversations, let's talk about what people see while they're having them. Clothes. Always fresh, even when incredibly simple. This is where most people get it wrong. They think luxury means labels. It doesn't. It means fresh laundry. No lingering odors. Garments that haven't been crushed in the back of a closet for months. It means steaming a shirt instead of wearing it wrinkled because there wasn't time. A plain white t-shirt, impeccably clean, will always read as more refined than a designer piece that smells like it's been worn twice without washing. Luxury is rarely expensive. Neglect almost always is. But clothing only tells half the story if what's underneath it doesn't match. Your skin speaks before you do. Clear, well-cared-for skin creates an effortless kind of refinement that no amount of product can fake. And it comes down almost entirely to consistency. A simple routine followed daily. Proper hydration, enough sleep, sunscreen, probably the most underrated habit on this entire list. Nobody in these circles is running a complicated 10-step regimen. They keep it simple and they never skip it. Because simplicity done every single day beats complexity done occasionally. And by now, you've probably noticed something. None of these habits require a luxury budget. Not one of them needs a designer label or a 4-figure receipt. What they require is something far rarer than money. Standards. Standards repeated daily become identity. Keep that in mind, because it's about to matter even more. Luxury reveals itself most clearly in places nobody expects to look. Which brings us somewhere strange. The feet. Clean shoes always. Fresh socks without exception. Feet that are actually cared for, not neglected simply because they spend all day hidden away. It sounds like a small detail, almost irrelevant. Until you realize that's exactly the point. Anyone can maintain appearances when people are watching. The real test is what you maintain when nobody's checking at all. And that same invisible discipline extends even further than you'd expect. Wealth doesn't remove routines. It protects them. They never wait until something looks bad to fix it. And this might be the most important habit on this entire list because it changes the shape of everything else. A grooming schedule kept on a rhythm, not a reaction. Haircuts booked before the hair starts looking messy, not after. Toothbrushes replaced on schedule, not when the bristles are already falling apart. Preventive care instead of emergency care. Systems instead of last-minute scrambling. Once you start living this way, you stop reacting to how you look. And you start quietly managing it in the background without ever thinking about it too hard. Which brings everything back to where we started. Cleanliness isn't an occasional event. It's a daily identity. There's no scrambling before an important meeting, no last-minute fix before a big event. Because the standard never dropped in the first place. Daily routines repeated so consistently they stop feeling like effort at all. Quiet discipline. Self-respect that doesn't depend on anyone watching to confirm it. That's what silent communication really means, in the end. Excellence becomes effortless the moment it becomes repetition. So here's the truth, sitting underneath everything we just walked through. Fragrance, hands, hair, breath, clothes, skin, feet, maintenance. All of it points to the same idea. The goal was never to impress strangers. It was never about being noticed. The goal is to remove distractions so that when people are with you, they're actually with you, not quietly wondering what's off. True elegance is invisible. It doesn't announce itself, and it never has to. Wealth whispers, because the preparation happened long before anyone else was ever watching. So tell me, which one of these 9 habits surprised you the most? Was it the feet? The fragrance rule? Or maybe it was realizing that none of this ever required money to begin with? Drop it in the comments. I'd genuinely love to know. And if there's one line to take with you from everything we just covered, let it be this one. Old money isn't recognized by what it buys. It's recognized by what it never has to fix.